Hi teacher, my name is Nguyễn. I'm starting a tutorial 6 and here in my student card and student ID is 1904040007. And today for the assignment 2, I will present about the solver technique and it is present as an optimization model with transportation problem. So firstly, I will introduce a little bit about the solver technique we use in Excel. Solver and Microsoft Excel add-in program. We can use it to find an optimum, maximum, or minimum value for a formula in one cell, subject to constraints or limits on the value of other formula cell on a worksheet. And the solver always evaluated effectively when affected to the optimization model. So now I will move on to the scenario of my problem. So firstly, you can see in you can see in here in the documentation, it is about the Changting company. It is the best quality ice cream in Hanoi and it has four factories to produce ice cream. They are Milan, Tilu, Fitu, and Nano. And it also has 4 ice cream stores A, B, C, and D in around Vietnam. And each factory has limited production capacity and each store also receives the right amount of ice cream what the store require for each day. And each store and each factory are into different places. So the company want to find the minimum shipping cost for each shipment. So this is the objective of the scenario. And here I have built a model with following 4 parts: parameter, decision variable, objective variable, and the odd constant. And now let's take a look at the lesson in the model. In this parameter part, I will summary again the scenario of my problem and bring it to the table. And you can see here clearly either shipping cost of each factory to each store, and here is the capacity of each factory, and then here is the requirement of each store. In this part, it lies the input section. So now I will move on to the decision variable. In the decision variable, I must to find out the quantity product factory to will to deliver to the X store. So based on the optimization, you can see here I have a 16 routes from 4 factory to 4 store. And the quantity of X routes I will highlight and leave blank to perform the calculation later. This is the calculation section. The following is the objective variable in which the shipping cost for X routes and for each product patterns and the total shipping cost, I will apply the sum product function. This function means that it's the multiply the quantity of product and the shipping cost and then sum it up and I can get the total. And here will be like the output section. And the last part is the constant. In this part is to check whether the condition is satisfied or not. You can see clearly in here I have S condition for all store and all factory, and it has determined content more particular in solver. And now I will focus on the first column. I only consider the routes with the Milan to the store, and I will stick on in here. And similar to the Milan factory, I also do the same with the other factory. Move on the requirement of each store. I swipe to the right to see the condition and I will tick on in the Milan, MA, CA, BA, and NA. And then I will do it again with the other store. And in the result, I will use the sum block function with fixed cost, quantity of X routes, and it will appear after I use the solver. And now I use the solver. Firstly, I choose the data and I choose the solver, and I have the solver parameter. And the set objective, I will set the total shipping cost itself S19, and because the problem requires find the minimum cost, then so I choose the mean, and by the changing variable cell, I will choose the quantity of equal, and the subtract to condition, I will add the condition. The first condition is the result of X factory less or equal than the condition of X factory. The next is the result of X store must be equal to the condition of X store. And the next is the quantity of X routes must be greater or equal than 0. And 0, and I choose 0. And the third is the quantity of X routes must be internal. So I click OK, and I have the solve. I choose Simlic LB and I solver. And I have the solver result. I click OK, and I have the result in here. Can you see clearly in here? The total shipping cost in here equal $143,000. Here is the minimum shipping cost of the Changting company, and here is also the final result. I must to try to the problem, and you can see here in the quantity, I have the quantity of equals in here. You can see clearly in the MB have 2,400 and TA have 2,000 cartons, and the BC have 3,200 cartons, and the NB has 600 and 1,500 cartons. And then and here is all about the result of the problem. So through this problem, I can learn more things about the optimization model, which especially is the solver techniques. It also have advantage and disadvantage. The advantage of the solver technique is free, simple, and easy to use. It must require the basic knowledge, and on the other hand, the disadvantage of solver function is mandatory to have a formula solving the relationship between objective and variable. Furthermore, it also limits the number of variables to 200, and the object is only one. And it means that the more complex equation will don't work in the solver. So here is all about individual assignment for me. So thank you for listening.